All right, so we got our first witness here. Can you just state your age for me?
31.
And what do you do for a living?
Graduate student.
Okay. What? So you're from South Jersey. What town are you from?
I'm from Washington Township, Seoul, New Jersey.
Okay. Now, do you have any kind of experience with the outdoors? Like, are you a hunter? Do you camp? Anything like that?
No.
Not really.
Other than just
Okay.
camping.
So you don't really have you're not very knowledgeable with wildlife in New Jersey, anything like that?
No, I don't have any background in that.
Okay, so approximately what year was your sighting in?
It was summer of 2000.
Summer of 2000. Okay. And now when I talked to you before, I know you said late spring. So when you say summer, you thinking maybe around May, something like that?
May or June, yeah.
May or June. Okay. And you said time of day. You said this was maybe sometime around 1, 2 in the morning, something like that?
Yeah, it was early morning.
Okay.
Probably, let's say 1 a.m.
And what town was your sighting in?
It was just outside of Ariel, Sicklerville, New Jersey.
Okay. And can you name like the nearest road? You think it was the nearest road? Or road
I
you
was
going?
driving on Ariel Road.
Calling Ariel Road. Okay. So I just want to point out that so that area is very residential, but it's also kind of wooded, and that those wooded areas kind of back up into the Pine Barrens. So anything that could be roaming around at night could potentially kind of hide away in the more wooded areas during the day and kind of remain hidden. So now, when you were driving down the road, were you alone, or did you have other people in the car with you?
That was just me in the car.
Okay. All right. So just briefly, just explain what happened that night.
I was over with friends and I was driving home, late at night, and to my right, on the side of the road, which, like you said, it's residential, but it's also pretty. There's a lot of tree coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this tall, creature-looking thing on the side of the road, kind of hunched over. I thought maybe it was a bear, but it didn't quite have the shape of a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was striking enough that I was driving by, so I drove by it pretty quickly. But circled back just to kind of see what it was that I just thought I saw. I didn't see anything after I had turned around and gone back, but this is 12 years ago, and I still remember seeing this thing.
Okay, about how fast do you think you were going?
The speed limit on that road actually is pretty low, so I think I wasn't going much faster than 35 or 40 miles per hour.
Okay. Now, did your headlights actually hit the animal, or was it kind of off to the side when you kind of noticed it?
Not dead on. It was off. Like I said, it was off to the right, so just kind of just out of the main kind of gleam of my headlights.
Okay. And
but I saw the silhouette very clearly.
Okay. Now, when you passed it, how far would you say the animal actually was from you in your car when you passed it?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe 12 feet.
Okay, so it was right on the side of the road then.
Yeah, it was right there. Yeah.
Okay. About how long would you say it was in sight for?
I don't know. 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, it's really fast.
Okay. So what was your reaction when you saw it? Kind of emotionally, did it startle you, or were you confused? Or?
Oh yeah, no, I was creeped out.
Yeah.
It just didn't look. It didn't look natural, whatever it was. It didn't look like anything I'd seen before.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you about. So how long do you think it really took you to for that idea to even pop in your head that maybe you were seeing something like that?
Probably as I was circling back, you know.
Okay.
Which probably would make me circle back.
So how far? Would you drive? Maybe another half a mile or something before you decided to turn around?
Not yet, not even.
Okay.
Not even.
Okay. And you were driving down Ariel Road towards Berlin Krolsky's Road?
Yeah, southbound.
Okay. About how tall would you say it was?
Anywhere from like 6.5 to 7.5 feet, probably.
Okay. And what about the shoulders? Were they really wide or?
No, they're kind of slumped.
And would you? I mean, how wide would you say the animal was? Was it bulky looking or?
It was pretty large, yeah.
Pretty large. Okay. So I mean, right off the bat, did it look like it was too big for you to kind of rule out that maybe it was somebody screwing around in a costume or?
No, yeah, that never occurred to me. I mean, the only other thing that occurred to me is that it could have been a bear.
Could have been a bear.
It was kind of upright.
And you said it was kind of hunched, almost like an old man, kind of hunched over.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. And it was just standing still.
Yeah, it wasn't doing anything.
Okay. Did you get the feeling that it was it looking in your direction? Do you get the feeling that it was watching you drive past?
I don't know. Couldn't say.
Okay. And what color was it? Black, brown, or? I know it was nighttime, so.
I mean, it was dark. It was probably dark brown, black, something like that.
Okay. And you didn't notice any reflection from your headlights? I know you said they didn't hit it directly, but you didn't notice any reflection from your headlights?
Nothing that caught the glimmer of its eye or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't see anything like that.
Okay. Now, how often? I mean, do you ever think about what you saw that day? I mean, does it ever kind of just pop in your head, or because I know you said it's happened a long time ago? Do you find yourself thinking about it ever, just randomly, or?
Honestly, no. I mean, it was only kind of like talking with you and talking about your interest in this stuff that kind of jogged my memory.
Okay.
I can remember it all pretty vividly, but
Yeah.
I couldn't say I thought about it very much over the last 10 years.
Okay. Now, have you told anybody else about this other than when you spoke with me?
No, I haven't.
Is there any particular reason why? I mean, it just never came up, or?
I don't know, it just never came up. I mean, or, probably the kind of thing people would probably just look at me weird if I tried to
Yeah.
talk to them, you know?
Yeah, so you just kind of felt like maybe you're better off not telling anybody. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you have anything else you wanted to add, or?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I can't say with any certainty what it was that I saw, but it was clearly some kind of mammal type thing. It was really big. And
Definitely standing on 2 feet.
Yeah, it was on 2 feet, upright. Really freaking me out at the moment.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really thought about it much since it happened.
Okay. All right. Well, that's about it. Thank you for the phone call.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right. See you.
All right, take care.
All right. For more interviews, check back at the website. This is the first one. Hopefully, there's many more to come. Thank you.